Hello, everybody, and thank you for subscribing to my newsletter and finding my blog on my website and finding this video on YouTube. If you're just watching on YouTube, please do go to my website to read the whole article, because what I'm going to talk today about is Michael Phelps and what makes him a champion. Now, I'm lucky to have a number of different jobs, and the good news for me is that the skills required in one of them complement the skills required in all of the other ones. So it really is a case of the sum of the parts being greater than the whole. Now, one of the jobs that I have, which I really enjoy doing, is I'm a feature writer for a fantastic glossy magazine, self-development magazine called The Best You. And there it is. And there's the article about Michael Phelps on the front cover. I'm very pleased to say. Now, I didn't actually write the whole article this time. I was asked to write a summary of it, identifying of all the qualities that Michael Phelps has, because just in case you've been asleep for the last 8 years, he is the greatest Olympian of all time. He's an American citizen and has won numerous gold medals in swimming. So, as you would expect, he has many qualities. So my job was to identify, well, in my opinion, what do I think is the best? And I think it's his visualization skills. Now, I know I've banged on a lot about visualization over the years in my books, articles, videos, and everything else. And the reason I do so is because it's so important. And the other reason that I do so is because there is really no limit to your own creativity in how you use visualization. Now, while I was thinking about what to say today, I went for a long walk, which is what I usually do. I realized that I've been lucky ever since I was a child, because when there's been something that I've really wanted to do, I have, without really being told all the tools and the tricks, I've been able to visualize in my mind the success that I want so badly. I'm certain it's coming my way. Now, it hasn't always done, but it very often has. And on those occasions when things haven't worked out, pretty much in all of those cases, I can look back and say, well, that was just as well, because I either didn't really want it or I wasn't ready for it, which is the most likely thing. So back to Michael Phelps. What is the creative way that he visualizes? Well, many different ways, but one of the things that he does is he spends a lot of time lying on his bed with his eyes closed, thinking about all the things that can go wrong. Now, a lot of people think visualization is all about the things that can go right, and whilst that's important, it is also important, without getting yourself stressed out, to think of all the things that can go wrong, because they will. One day or another, things will go wrong. And if you've thought about it and prepared a plan, you're not going to be taken by surprise. Now, Michael Phelps seems to have come up with almost every possible thing that can go wrong, including his goggles filling with water, or him getting tied up in the rope, or being barged by another competitor. I mean, you name it, he's visualized it and his response. And in another blog, I think, or it was maybe another feature article I wrote for The Best You, I profiled Lewis Hamilton, the Formula One racing driver. And he does, surprise, exactly the same thing. He's lucky. He's got a multi-million-dollar racing car simulator in his team headquarters, where he spends hours practicing every bit of every track and circuit that he's going to go around and all the things that can go wrong. Now, I mentioned all the many things that I do, and one of them is that I'm increasingly in demand as a motivational speaker. I never know what the right word is. Some people say, it's an inspirational speaking gig or motivational speaking. To me, it's just talking to people about the things that I really enjoy, and of course, whenever you're in any kind of environment that's beyond your control, things can go wrong, and speaking is definitely one of them. So I expect that the microphone is going to break down the batteries are going to drain or it's going to develop a bad crackle. And if necessary, I know I'm going to have to ditch the microphone and just speak without one. Well, fortunately, I've got quite a strong voice, and whilst I wouldn't choose to do it that way, I can if I have to. Likewise, I expect lighting to fail, and I expect the cameras to fail. I expect to get an unexpected question from the audience that I have to deal with. And it goes on and on. The only thing that I don't expect is that I'm going to put in a bad performance. Now, there are times when I've walked off a stage wishing I could have done better, but I can honestly say that I've never put in a bad performance. And the reason is because I'm prepared. I wouldn't accept a job if I hadn't got the knowledge and experience and spent the hours and hours in preparation. And of course, one of the things that I've done, and I want to give a gentle plug for this, is that all of the stuff that I bang on about, it's all actually in this book, Get Lucky Now. And when I say get lucky, I do actually mean it. I mean, I am totally convinced that everybody can attract more luck into their life. This book has just been published on Amazon and in other places, and I'm extremely relieved to say that I've had some fantastic reviews from people. Everyone so far has been 5 stars. Not only has it been, have there been great reviews, but the people tell the story of how it's helped them in their life. Just as in the meetup groups that I have in London every month, many of the people have had great personal successes. I wish I could say that everybody who reads my book will have a lot more luck. Everybody who comes to one of my talks, I can't, but that doesn't stop me working as hard as I can. So there you are. That's a bit about Michael Phelps. That's a bit about visualization. That's a bit about the 7 secrets of luck. The last thing that I need to say, and again, I only thought of this today, there is a downside of being a very good visualizer. I don't actually see it as a downside, but it's just something to tell you about. You see, if you have really anticipated whatever it is you want really happening in huge detail, when it does happen, you are not going to be as whoopee excited and surprised as others might expect you to be. And it can get you into a bit of a tight spot because people are going to say, well, you don't seem very excited. And you say, well, I am. Maybe I'm just not showing it. But the truth is that you expected it to happen. But if people say you don't seem very excited and you say, well, I knew this was going to happen, they're going to think you're very arrogant. And you're not, and I'm not. But that is the truth. So sometimes you do have to sort of filter down your comments a bit. Olympians say the same when they win a gold medal. I mean, they have been working all their career for that gold medal. And it can even be an anticlimax. And they wonder what they're going to do. But because they're champions, they reinvent themselves. And that's what I would say to you. When you hit your target, take a deep breath, have a couple of glasses of champagne, rest because you'll have been working hard, and then move on to the next project because there's no shortage of things to do, especially the way things are in the world at the moment. So, there you are. I'm sure that's enough for this week. I have no idea what next week's topic is going to be. If you've got any bright ideas, please let me know. But I'm sure there'll be no shortage of material for me to ponder. So until then, visualize great successes, hit some of your great successes, don't fall off any vibrating, resonating bridges. And apart from all of that, just have a wonderful time and enjoy life because that's what it's for. Goodbye.